English people, you are at war with intelligence. From a young age, I always noticed that smart people seem to intimidate you. My earliest memory of this was when I was about 5 years old. We used to have these things called spelling books, which were labelled from A to Z, and if you didn't know how to spell something, you would turn it to the page of the letter in the alphabet and you would give it to the teacher to help you spell a certain word. Me and my English friend Beverly didn't know how to spell the words human being, so I turned it to the letter H in the spelling book, and she turned it back to the letter F. She thought it was spelt human being. I took the book to the teacher, got the right spelling and brought it back. You should have seen the look on Beverly's face. Another incident was when I was about 7 years old. My dad used to study in Paris, so he had all of his old French books that I used to look through as a kid. From those books, I learnt how to say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, etc. up to 100 in French. My head teacher at that school at the time decided to test the class and says, "Does anybody know what 100 is in French?" I said, "Yes, I do, it's cent," because of obviously how it's spelt. I didn't know how to actually pronounce it at that time. My head teacher turned around and said,
"No, that's completely wrong. Anybody else? Anybody else? It's cent, actually."
This man was probably about 70 years old and he was intimidated by 7-year-old intellectual me. Throughout my education, I noticed that teachers were constantly trying to humble me. And even the most naughtiest kids in school, they would also be rebelling against the teachers. And it made no sense to me because I was always there to learn. The English kids always found it so cool to be uneducated. Them being naughty was always being supported and praised by other English kids. And I believe the reason for that is generational. History shows that British people and English people have found it very difficult to stand up to their elites. And so therefore, they have come to not really accept or like authority. So being in school, they could challenge their teachers and it made them feel like they had some kind of power or strength over them. But of course, it was to the detriment of themselves because it meant that they didn't have a good education. England and the UK has created this reputation that it has a great education system just because it has a few good universities. But generally, the education system is very poor. Only 0.1% of the British population actually ends up going to Oxford or Cambridge University. And even when I speak to people in the Black African diaspora or Indian people, they have so many more qualifications that when they come to the UK, they're incredibly disappointed by what's on offer. And in my comments section all the time, I see English people saying, "Well, you think you're so smart, don't you?" I don't think I'm smart, I know I am. But I'm happy to share the information that I have with others. Evolved people have no problem consuming information from others and becoming smart themselves. English people, you reach the end of your evolution when you stop consuming new information and start thinking that opinions are facts. English people, you think you're at war